Yo, what it is, it's Backstage Pass, the podcast, and I'm the host, Realest Low. We got a dope and unique artist in the building tonight.
I try.
And he's definitely doing his thing. Everybody give it up for Seekie. Yeah.
What's up?
What's up, bro?
How's everything going?
It's good, bro. Good to have you.
Yeah,
Finally, we linked up.
I know, right? It's been a long time coming.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But
So basically, man, let me just hit you up with this. For all of those who may not know who Seekie is, tell us right now, who is Seekie?
Charlotte natives, Liberian raised. My dad's Liberian.
Okay.
Mom's from Detroit. Born in Concord, but raised in Charlotte. I was born in Concord. I was there for like 4 years, raised in Charlotte. So I got that East Coast soul, you know, Southern hospitality. You know what I'm saying? But nah, it's just I'm real chill. You know, I've been doing music for a little minute now. I'm finally starting to get into my groove with the whole, music thing, falling in love with it, and creating to the best of my ability.
Gotcha.
Every single day. That's my goal, just create, learn, and share whatever it is that I learn through music.
So we was talking earlier. You were saying that you got into music after you playing sports or whatever.
Yeah.
Was this in college or something?
This is in college.
Okay.
So I ran track. That was like my first love. I ran track from 6th grade all the way up until college.
Gotcha.
And that's all I ever knew. Just sports just kind of work. And it's good for a kid to be in sports, especially coming from East Side Charlotte. You want to be doing something that's going to take you out of the environment. So that's pretty much what I was doing. And then once I hit college, it's kind of like that, not rebel phase, but I was kind of just taking in my life and like, dang, where am I at? You know, what am I doing that's creating an impact? So I was like, okay, let me do music. Let me just try something that's going, after a mental breakdown, of course, I was like, let me just try something that's going to be more of me. It's going to showcase more of me and what I'm doing. And that was my main goal when I started.
Okay. You just wanted to focus on something that was basically showing your artistry and... Yeah,
like something that I feel like would touch people.
Okay.
Because don't get me wrong, I love track, but I'm running in a circle.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I loved it. It was my passion for a long time. But I wanted something that could impact the real world and the people around me in a positive way. Okay. And especially being in Charlotte and just impact the culture,
Gotcha. And so, a lot of times I ask this question to a lot of, artists or whatever, but growing up, listening to music, like you said, you mentioned your parents a few minutes ago, were you influenced at all by their music that they played, or is that what it...
Yeah, so my parents played a lot of Lauryn Hill, a lot of like Erykah Badu, that neo soul.
Okay.
They also play a lot of Michael Jackson in the house. My dad's Liberian. Okay. Africans love Michael Jackson. So we play a lot of Michael Jackson in the house in the mornings, cleaning up in the morning, I'll just be hearing music all day, a lot of African music. So my internal rhythm's just a little bit different. The way I catch flows when it comes to my cadences is just a tad bit different because of my African influence. So that did have a major impact on what I do with my artistry, for sure. Yeah. I don't think I'd be the same person without that.
I got you. What, I know you say you from Charlotte, raised in Charlotte. What would you consider Charlotte's, what's the deal on Charlotte's music scene currently? What's your take on it?
Charlotte, I believe personally, has the most diverse music scene. I feel like Charlotte's it's like a melting pot of cultures and identities. I feel like people, because Charlotte was so divided for so long, people were kind of their own islands, and now everything's kind of meshing together, and we're seeing all these different styles of music. It's ridiculous just how much talent's in Charlotte. But the best thing about that is that not everybody's the same type of person. You have the freedom to be yourself, and that's why my sound is so unique. It's because I was able to have that freedom to kind of be myself. So Charlotte's music scene is interesting. I work with The Bridge a lot. It's like The Bridge is low-key become almost a collective. It's just a whole bunch of different artists that got together to create like a community, always with The Bridge, and that's like the epitome of creativity in my eyes.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. As being an artist, I guess what I'm trying to ask is that, what would you consider making music? Do you consider making the process of making music, more enjoyable or actually performing in front of your fans whenever you get the chance to do that?
So so the process of making the music is for me. That's the part that gave me that first sense of fulfillment that I was looking for. That's just making the music and getting those thoughts that were on my brain kind of on paper and then releasing it. Because I spend most of my time thinking. Like I'm a thinker. Most of the time I'm just asking questions. Why this, why that, how this, how that. Just kind of trying to understand myself and kind of understand the world relative to my position. So making music was that mental release, and I needed that. I needed some sort of outlet. So that's why I fell in love with music initially. Then probably around 2-3 years in, I started performing. Open mics are always cool, but I mean performing for people who came to hear my music.
Right.
And that changed my life. That's why I was like, okay, now I can have an impact. I'm actually having an impact on people. People actually hear my music and they relate on topics that no one talks about.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that it would ever come to a point where it had that impact. But now that I see that it does, it's like, okay, full steam ahead. Like
Gotcha.
I got to keep creating because people out there, they really can relate. And I'm like, oh yeah, I got to keep doing that.
So when you put your music out, was it a certain platform that you got more of a response from people from? I mean, or just putting your music out throughout your friends? Or?
I'll say it was probably through SoundCloud originally. Okay. That's where I started releasing my music to begin with. SoundCloud, only because when we first started releasing music on SoundCloud, it's just free. You can just release whatever you want to.
Exactly.
Don't got to be crazy mix and master. It's not like you're releasing through a distro. You're just uploading it. So it had like a free feeling to it. And a lot of my friends got most of their streams off of SoundCloud. That's how they all got their platforms. Okay. So that's where a lot of my friends in college were kind of hearing my music to begin with. So that was kind of the platform that initially started that.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you think? I guess social media in the music industry. What do you think about that? I mean, it's like that's more people. That's an instrument that people actually use. Yeah. That artists back in the day didn't have. You know what I mean? So
it's like I feel like this generation is in a transitional period almost. Like we got to see right before social media took over to now. So a lot of people are trying to hold on to what was and not grasp onto what is now. I'm one of those people. I'm not the biggest fan of social media. Okay. Only because of I feel like a lot of people on there fake. They faking. They just create this image of who they are. But it's so essential nowadays because people want to see so much of you. They feel like they're entitled to so much of who you are.
And so that's because of social media.
Because of social media.
Yeah.
So I feel like it deserves you have to feed into it. You have to, if you want to blow up in this generation, unless you're going to do a lot of footwork in the real world, which is very much possible either way. But it's sticky. You know what I'm saying? You got to try to remain as authentic as possible on social media platforms. You know what I'm saying? Not try to get too gimmicky. And that's been my main gripe with it, is not coming off as too gimmicky, not doing too much to try to blow up or get those numbers, So social media is difficult, but it's necessary now.
It's necessary now, yeah, definitely.
100%.
Yeah. And again, like while the process of like making music, I mean, because you consider yourself an artist. Yeah, there's a difference. Like people don't. I think a lot of people use that word because somebody's a performer, but there's not, in my opinion, too many true artists that's in the music industry currently. You know what I mean? That's just I'm old school, and that's just how I feel about it. But I kind of think that listening to your music, I can tell that you're different. You're not trying to ride a wave that's already out there. You're doing your thing because that's how you feel. When you sitting there and thinking about your music, are you thinking about what's already out there? What are you actually thinking when you going into the studio to make your music, or
first
you're writing?
Thank you for saying that I'm an artist. I actually really do appreciate that, because I used to always label myself a rapper until I realized what the industry looked like. Right. It's like I said, it's like this formulas, and people use those formulas to get to where they want to go. And I'm not one for that. I don't know. I've always been. I've always had friends, but I've always had my own track You know, I've always known what I wanted to do because no one can live life for you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that being said, when I started doing music, I knew I was gonna already be doing something that was different because I'm not interested in the same things that people are interested in.
Right.
In general, like in high school, I was a kid, high top fade, full windbreaker jumpsuit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some retros. Like I was real 90s. Everything I did was straight 90s raw hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's looking at me like, what? You know, like Chief keep going crazy. Like all the trap rapping coming out, and I'm dressed in full 90s gear.
Right.
With my twin. So I've always been against the norm. I've been always for like what makes me feel comfortable. So
basically, you're not a follower.
I can't.
Yeah.
I don't see how people can spend their whole lives trying to be like someone else.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, I feel like people can get to the end of it and be like, dang.
What was I doing?
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
So, no, I can't do that.
Yeah, I got it. Do you think the music industry currently is moving in the right direction?
There's a lot of reasons to say it isn't, but then there's a lot of reasons to say that it is. I feel like there's an undercurrent of a lot of right things. The big waves that people are seeing, I don't think is going in the right direction, but there's a lot of things happening under the scene that are really, really right with the music industry.
Okay.
You know, I feel like there's a lot of like, especially in the neo soul area or the indie alternative rap area as well. There's a lot of people really experimenting with artistry and they're doing art. They're creating real art. So I feel like those artists that are creating real music are going to start emerging, and the people that are thriving off of just like a formula are going to start declining slowly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, this is nothing new, but a lot of artists come and go. Like, you know, there's a lot of artists that have hit singles or they go on tour and then they eventually fizzle out. You know what I'm saying? You barely hear from them again. I know you know, just getting your start out there, but what do you think it takes to be successful in the music industry for the long term?
Long term.
Yeah.
Well, I actually studied that right before I started music. And I noticed that in order to be long term in the industry, you have to be you. You have to be 100% you, because you would never run out of ideas. You know, most people that fizzle out, they make a song. They don't make a representation of themselves on vinyl, or, you know, and that's the main difference. The people that are creating music that comes from their soul, that soul music, that, you know, that feeling, those are the people that really last in the industry. So just remain authentic and create something that is your mark.
Exactly.
That's what really can make you last forever in the industry, I feel like.
Got you. And that's your aspiration to make music that way, to be in the game for the long haul?
Yeah, that's why I'm always studying, trying to figure out more about myself, because, you know, learning instruments, things like that, it helps me display who I am more to people through my music, you know? So just more ways, music's another language. It's just like Spanish, French. Music's its own language, and the better you are at speaking it, the more conversations you can have in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing. But I can see I'm gonna do this for a long time. Yeah, for sure.
I got you. All right. So how important do you think? Well, we talked about social media, but what about the importance of getting a deal? How do you feel about that, though?
I have friends that did it with a deal, and I got friends that did it without a deal. I feel like it just depends on how well you are at cultivating the base following. If you can get a base following without grasping like from like a group that already has that base following and can put you in position, you'll be fine. Like I've seen people literally take a SoundCloud following and turn it into a world tour.
Yeah.
Shouts to Mavi. Like I really seen that happen. Like he went from SoundCloud to just blowing up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I remember watching it like, what? Like what's happening?
You actually followed it.
But then he followed through and he solo world tour by himself. Like just him, you know, his team or whatever. And it's very much possible. That's like, after I seen that, I was like, oh, it's very much possible to not do it. But it just takes a whole lot of work. You have to be a label. Yeah. By yourself.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know, so it's a lot of work.
All those positions, you gotta have some people to help you out with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I went to school for business. I didn't go to school for music.
Okay.
For that one reason. Because I want to be able to leverage myself properly once I'm in the industry. Because I want to retain as much value as I can without parting myself out to labels and stuff trying to make it. Okay. You know? Yep. So that's kind of like the goal.
I got you. what is it though? You may have spoken about this a little bit, but what is it that actually inspire you to really to make music though? You know, I know what got you started, but like to continue on, what is it that inspires you most though?
Let's say, what inspires me the most? Well, I like sound now. At first, I was really into poetry. Like I used to watch like or read a lot of Langston Hughes and just poetry in general. So that's why I like 90s music so much, because I could write and it would fit the cadences, because I know tempo without a beat.
Yeah.
But now I like sonics. Like after playing guitar, like and listening to chords for so long, I love layering, I love sound in general. So when it comes to making music, it's just like painting on the canvas. It's just like I like creating a piece of art now. And it's a different feeling. So that's why my music is changing so much, because I can paint whatever I want to now. And it's just like, that process is just something I can't get tired of. You know?
You mentioned that, you know, you was influenced by 90s music and stuff.
Yeah.
But like now, you know, what type of music, I'm sure you love your own music, but.
Yeah, I try. I try to listen to my stuff. I didn't like my voice for a long time.
Okay.
But as of right now, outside of like my 90s influences, those are kind of like my base, you know, influences. But I listen to like a lot of like Kid Cudi,
okay,
Kanye West, a lot of artists with like those vibes.
Yeah.
You know, I like Pharrell's production.
Okay.
I don't really listen to a lot of like current rap.
Yeah.
I like the outsiders. You know what I'm saying? Just because, like Smino, I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Nah.
Smino, Saba, like there's like a lot of stuff going on in music. They're so raw.
Okay.
And listening to them helped me cultivate an air of freedom when it comes to creativity. Like different flows are just so outside of the box, especially coming from 90s, like boom bap, 80s, boom bap. It's kind of like, okay, I can venture out and mess with this cadence, you know?
Gotcha, yeah.
Kendrick Lamar. I listen to a lot of Kendrick too.
Yep.
J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, of course, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
North Carolina bred, everything they got going.
Yeah, well, okay, since we brought up J. Cole, what's your take on the J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar beef or whatever? What's going on? It's a lot of, I can't even keep up with it, because I think, didn't Future and Metro Boomin, they just dropped
the
another
project
album last night or something. It's like, I can't keep up with everything.
Nah, I think they're trying to capitalize on the viralness of it. Yeah. I don't think that's the right way to go about it though. I feel like they should have respected the project more. But that beef is crazy to me. Like just to see two heads collide like that, and especially in the music industry, is crazy. And just watching how it just, you know, but J. Cole, you know, he stepped back.
Yeah.
And I have two different perspectives on that, only because rap in essence is competitive.
Exactly, yeah.
And I feel like that competitive nature of rap needs to be respected, because that's where it started at.
So that's what I'm saying. You feel that he basically shouldn't have apologized, and
I feel like if he was going to apologize, he should have thought more about before he released it. I feel like I don't think he should have ever released it if he was going to apologize right afterwards, like 2 days later.
Yeah.
You know?
I got you.
But the diss was crazy though.
Yeah.
I liked it personally. I feel like it was hard. I mean, I get the apology. It's good for the culture. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know?
Yeah.
It's
because it was short-lived.
Yeah, it was, you know? But, it's like it was playing on a fantasy that I feel like a lot of people think about, like J. Cole, Kendrick, J. Cole, Kendrick. But I like the idea of being the bigger person, because I feel like it could easily escalate so quickly and become sensationalized.
Right.
I think he avoided a lot of conflict by doing that, which is super smart. So smart move for sure.
Yeah.
But, you know, I wish I could have seen that.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I'm sitting here like, what's going on today? There's a lot of noise on the internet, people talking, and then I realized that they had dropped another album today, but I think it's more like smooth, like love songs or something. I don't know, it's not love songs, but you know what I'm saying, like R&B type flow or something. But and then J. Cole is actually on this album.
Really?
Yeah, he's on a track called Red Leather or something.
See, that's the thing about the industry.
I don't understand it.
The industry's weird. It's like there's so much you can do. I was reading The 50th Law by 50 Cent and the guy who wrote 48 Laws of Power. and he just talked about how to maneuver through the industry. There's
Yeah.
so many ways to go viral.
Yeah.
And build anticipation for things like, and you just come masterminding it, and they just playing the game so perfectly. And as an artist that wants to be in the industry, I'm just looking at them like, dang, there's levels to it, you know?
It's definitely levels to it.
Yeah.
But you know, being an artist, you have to look at what you have, because the thing is, you know, being true to yourself and making that type of music the way you want to make it, you probably go further. You know what I'm saying? Doing to where people really respect your music more.
That's the up and down of it. You know, because I don't know. I feel like the authenticity of what I'm trying to do slows the process down some, because I don't like
the Russian.
I like trying to just, you know, trying to do something to get my name out there. But I know that the fruit of that is so much better.
More,
so much more substance. So that's
So I take it that you actually are working on some new music right now.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Brand new project. It's gonna be called Love, a Divine Connection. Love, comma, a Divine Connection.
Love,
a divine. You said what?
You said love, comma?
Yeah, it's not gonna be not the word comma, but it's gonna be a comma in the title.
Okay, I got you.
Love, a Divine Connection.
Okay. All right.
And it's a project about love. It's just, again, Lauryn Hill being my favorite artist. I feel like
it's a project about love, and you want to bring up Lauryn Hill like as if it's not a personal relationship.
Oh, no. Yeah. Nah, Lauryn Hill. I mean, just saying, like, you know, I like the idea of bringing love back into the culture.
Okay.
And having honest conversations about it, because I feel like it's so misunderstood, and I feel like a lot of people that are angry confuse love, especially in the Black community, or didn't receive it in a proper way. And I touched on all them subjects.
Okay.
I touched on all of it. I think it's something that needs to be talked about, and it's something that impacted me personally. It's a portion of my life, so I just wanted to share that with everybody.
See? And that's what true artistry is about, right there.
Exactly.
It's, you put thought into what you actually putting out there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cats out there just throwing shit out there. You know what I'm saying? Just whatever. If it works, it works. They roll with it. But that's what I'm talking about. I love to see artists actually take that time and think about what they're actually putting out there. Yeah. And that's what you're doing. That's what you're telling us. That's what you're doing. So I'm sure it's going to be dope.
Thank you.
You know?
It's 17 songs.
Okay.
Made over the course of a year. Just like the whole process. I write songs pretty fast, but it's really the getting the inspiration for it, the engineering process that really takes the longest. But and of course getting the content to roll out. But a whole year worth of just preparing and trying to get this thing right. I'm really looking forward to like showcasing it. It's something.
So when you think, when you gonna drop it though?
I'm thinking either like August, September, November. Some of the vibes on the project need that fall type of feeling.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
I think about everything.
You think about everything.
Yeah, I have to though.
Like fall type.
Because the thing is, you only release a project one time. It only can be released one time. You can't take that back.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't go back. So I want to make sure that I do it perfectly the first time.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? And I want it to be received in the right way.
Right.
So that's why I try to premeditate as much as I can. You know, another law of power. They say plan everything out to the finish.
I got you.
And I try to do that to the best of my ability. But it's nice. Okay. I'm proud of it. It has Afro beats on there. Like who would have thought? Like it has Afro beats. It has some like indie alternative rap on there. It got some 90s boom bap rap on there. It got all that.
I hear that. So are you using like some of the same producers from previous projects, or somebody different on this?
I'm collaborating with a couple of producers that I've worked with in the past. One guy named Yumis, I met him at App State. Great producer. He works with Famous Dex, D Savage, and a couple other guys. He has a song on there that I most definitely love. Okay. It's more boom bap-ish because he knows I like that sound or whatever.
Right.
I actually found a lot of beats through BeatStars now. I know but BeatStars, I found this guy way out in India.
Wow.
India. And he has some of the best beats I've ever heard in my life. And he didn't have a lot of listeners, and I was like, perfect. Didn't have a lot of likes on his beats. I was like, perfect. I was going to just buy the leases, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like progressive, like the production kind of builds on, you know, it kind of like keeps building on and keeps building up, and I kind of like that production style where it keeps changing.
Gotcha.
So I found that about as many beats as I could, and I worked with Humans, got some beats, worked with my guy Manny in Charlotte, used some of his production, worked with this guy named Time Wizard. He's a EDM artist, amazing at production, got some of his work done as well. So it's really a lot of homegrown and then a little bit of outsourcing here.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But these are people I've known for years. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
Either throughout college or throughout high school. I try
Right.
to keep it as close to home as possible.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
So you done put a lot of thought into this project.
Mm-hmm.
I got you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, you know, I tend to ask a lot of artists this, and this is, think about it before you give the answer, but who is your
Yeah.
top 5 rappers of all time?
All right. So I was mentally prepared for this question, right? And I'm so sorry. I did have to premeditate it, but I went back and I was like, no, I'm just going to give him an answer day of, because it changes.
Okay.
But if I had to give you a top 5 right now, it would be Lauryn Hill,
Okay.
of course, Capital Steez. I don't know if you know who he is. He's like pro era Capital Steez, amazing boom bap artist.
Okay.
MF Doom.
Okay. I know MF Doom, definitely.
He's a one of my biggest influences when it comes to lyricism.
Mm-hmm. He was a true artist.
A true artist for sure.
Yep.
That's three.
Yep, that's 3.
I'm gonna say Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
I'd be kidding myself if I didn't put him on that list,
Mm-hmm.
because he's one of them. You know,
Yep.
his whole discography is just, you know, is what it is. And it's gonna be a little monkey wrench, not crazy monkey wrench. I know I'm not. This is just for the moment.
Yeah.
You know, because
Okay.
it changes. But I'm gonna say Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne, number 1.
Lil Wayne, not number 1.
Oh, but
Not number 1. That's just in no particular order.
Okay, this is just in
That's
no
just,
particular order.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Okay,
If I'm gonna do that, I'm just gonna give it to Lauryn Hill. You can just listen to Mystery of Iniquities.
Okay.
And there you go. That's all you need to know.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. All right.
Mhm.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my top 5 as
Yeah.
of right now. That's just all on like just overall lyricism, creative
Yeah.
ability. Yeah. But that changes 24/7.
So,
Like just the other
Somebody
day.
ask you that a week from now, it may be different, huh?
Number 5 changes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was just listening to Eminem. I was like, how can he not be in the list? You know, I was like that. What's the dude's name? He got the song Mathematics. I can't think of it. It's a 90s song.
It's from the 90s. What'd you
Yeah,
say?
the song Mathematics. Yasin Bey.
Yeah,
Most Def. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Most
Yeah.
Def for sure.
Okay. Yeah. But you know, the thing about it is, it's really hard. I always put people on the spot when you ask that, you know, because the thing about it, I always want to get what you as a person, what you feel, because sometimes people feel obligated to say certain people because they've heard other artists say Tupac or so, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to me, I'm asking you, you know what I mean? So it's whoever you feel. And
Yeah.
that's why I like the answers, because it can be different. Sometimes people choose to go along with the flow or what other people, because they follow.
I'm not one for
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's all good, you know.
How do you feel about my top 5 though?
I didn't know that one cat, the one dude. I don't know.
Capital Steez?
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
You get the time to do a deep dive on Capital Steez. I'm trying to
Yeah,
tell
I don't even know him, so I can't say.
you like
but-
lyricism like you like lyricism?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know.
He's one of those. Look, Capital Steez, he passed away.
Okay.
So he's not really making music now, so you don't see
Yeah.
his name out there like that.
Right, okay.
But he's real.
Yeah.
He's a real spirit. He got a project called American Corruption. Wait, is it? Yeah.
I have to look him up.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
see
American
what's
Corruption.
up. Yeah.
But yeah, he's one of those. I study all his music. Yeah.
So you got that project that you're going to be dropping basically around third quarter. During the summer, you're going to be performing anywhere, doing anything?
Yeah, I got a show in May. I'm trying to get booked as much as I can, low key, but I know that concert month starts in like October, November time.
Yeah.
So right now I'm really just focused on like documentaries and like social media, things like that, just kind of getting content out as
Right,
much.
yeah.
And trying to do shows as often as I can. But it's really just based around trying to get documentaries and things like that done for the big push
Yeah.
that's about to come. So it's like a little warm up period.
Okay.
You know. So yeah, a little light. I'm keeping it light.
I got you. All right. Well, anything you want the people out there to know about you, like your social media or anything like that?
So social media handle, which camera? There's 3 of them. This one here? Yeah. All right. Social media is Seekie, freemind.seekie. YouTube, just Seekie. And if you like real music coming from a real artist, and it's not going to be nothing like you ever heard, tap in. New project coming out. We here. And thank you for having me.
Hey,
honestly.
no doubt, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate you coming through, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
And good luck on everything, bro.
You know it.
I know you're going to do it. You know,
I'm going to try my best to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right.
Word.
Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. Yeah, I really feel it's my time, think it's my. Yeah.